I think that we need to give people the opportunity to face up and to own what they've said and to apologize and move forward. If we're living in a world that doesn't accept people's apologies and has a zero-sum game, we're not going to move the conversation forward. We're not going to accomplish anything.
Well, I'll just echo the comments that Jason Kenney made, which is Mark Smith's comments do not reflect either the United Conservative Party or Jason Kenney. Personally, I found them unacceptable and offensive.
So
I would say,
as Adler would say, why is he
within
still in
every political party, there is a handful of candidates who do not represent either the party or the leader. And I know that over the last couple of days, we've seen some NDP candidates who have said things that do not reflect Rachel Notley. We've had one in Medicine Hat who said that Stephen Harper equated Stephen Harper with Adolf Hitler. We've had Craig Coulahan, who edited a book that basically said how to pick up women, even if they don't want to be picked up. So I don't think either of those candidates reflects Rachel Notley and the NDP in the same way that I do not believe that what Mark Smith said reflects Jason Kenney and the United Conservative Party.
Is that a fair point, Marcella?
Well, I think those candidates should both have their wrist slapped, but we're not talking about talking about that when we talk about Mark Smith. He's the education critic. New information came to light today to say that he authored a note in 2017. You know, Mr. Kenney, part of Mr. Kenney's rationale yesterday was this was far in the past. Well, in 2017, he co-authored a note to question conversion therapy and whether it should be banned. You know, so these are very recent issues. This man is education critic. He could very well be the education minister if Mr. Kenney is successful.
I think Mr. Kenney said in that Adler interview, finally, after being asked, I think 3 times, that he wouldn't be education minister. Does that make a difference?
Well, that's correct.
I actually don't believe that's what he said in that interview. But at any rate, it's been very hard to get. Even yesterday, Mr. Kenney's defense also included referencing a sort of tall wives' tale about GSAs. That was put forward by someone named John Carpe, who he has refused to throw out of the UCP, even after Mr. Carpe compared the LGBTQ flag to a Nazi flag. So, you know, this is not just one incident as far as the homophobia, Islamophobia, and issues that Mr. Kenney has had with candidates and members of his party. And I think it wouldn't be so tough on him if he hadn't taken such a hard stand last year and said he wouldn't tolerate it and that those people would be thrown out of the party. He said that. No one made him say that, and he hasn't followed through. So can you trust him has got to be an issue, and Rachel Notley, I think, will keep pushing that to the front of the agenda.
All right, as I mentioned off the top, a week and a half to go. I'm sure we'll check in with you guys all again next week, and of course, we'll see you on election week. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks to Marcella Monroe, William Macbeth, and Graham Thompson.